Hi, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to talk about how to use Prima Decor Transfers with Wise Owl paints and finishes. You can use transfers to add dimension to your piece or make a bold statement, and they can be used on a wide variety of surfaces. Join us today for some tips and tricks. Hi everyone, I'm Shanna with Boho Boutique, and today we are going to make this table fabulous. Wise Owl offers 3 different paint lines. One of them is our 1 hour ceramic luxury wall paint. You can see that right behind me. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely go do that. But today I want to focus more on the 2 lines of paint that are a little bit more suitable for furniture painting. The chalk synthesis paint and the 1 hour enamel. The chalk synthesis paint is a clay and mineral-based formula that will stick to almost anything without a primer. However, if you are going to be using a light color or any shade of white whatsoever, I always recommend using our stain eliminating primer first. It comes in 4 different colors, so regardless of what kind of finish you're looking for or what color you're choosing to paint with, there's something that'll work with you. The 1 hour enamel does require the primer to adhere, so never skip this step if you're using the 1 hour enamel. Today, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I've got this great color called Twilight that is a custom color, and I'm really crossing my fingers that they add this to the lineup because it's absolutely beautiful. Here it is, 1 hour enamel in a custom color, and let me show you this color. And you'll see why I'm hoping that they will add it to the lineup. It is so pretty. This one's called Twilight, and it's a gray color, but it's got just enough of a purple tint to it that I think it's going to make these flowers on this transfer that I want to use really pop. This is one of the newer, I believe it's newer, transfers from reDesign with Prima. And as you can see, it's got some of those purple hues in it that paint has, along with some blues and some pinks. And I just think this will be a super cute pairing. I've already got the prep work done for this. As you can see, I've already sanded it and cleaned it and applied the primer. It's dry, it's ready to go. So I'm going to put a couple of coats of this enamel on here. Sometimes it requires 3, we shall see. But once it's dried and ready to go, I'll be right back with you to apply this transfer and show you guys how to do it. Hey, so while we're waiting for paint to dry, because it's boring, it's like watching paint dry, I thought, hey, let's talk about brushes. So I showed you earlier I was using this Klingon. High quality synthetic bristles. It's constructed with epoxy down here so that these bristles next to never shed or fall out, and they last forever. These are the go-to for almost all things furniture painting. You can ask anybody in the industry. We love these brushes. Wise Owl, however, has come out with their own awesome little line of signature brushes, which you can see this one's pretty well used. And there's a number of different shapes, but this little micro angled one, I don't know if you can see the angle really good there, but the angle's really great for, especially if you're painting cabinets or anything like square like that, because it just really gets into those corners, and I just love this brush for everything. It works great with the enamel as well. Also, if you are in a pinch and you need to run to the hardware store to grab a brush, the Zebra is a great brand. I recently got kind of like a try it out package from them with 5 different brushes in it. This is a nice big fat one that I love to use for like desktops or tabletops or anything that's kind of a large flat surface. Works really great. Also high quality synthetic bristles. And then lastly, but definitely not least, is these great artist brushes from Simply Simmons that we offer through Wise Owl as well. There's a number of different shapes. There's a flat one, and then there's this half moon one. These are bigger than you would think, and I like them particularly for crafting and for applying varnish. I don't know why necessarily, but the bristles on this one, maybe the shape of it too, but for applying varnish and for applying the clear enamel like as a top coat over the transfers, I'll show you that later. This is a great brush for that. So we offer I don't currently offer Zebra, but I do offer all 3 of these kinds of brushes on my website, and I'm hoping that when this video is over with, you will subscribe and follow and do all the things so that you can shop my site for all the things that you need later. So watching that clock, got a little bit more time to go for this guy to dry, and then we can do a second coat, wait to dry all over again, and then we can apply the transfer and get to the fun stuff. Hey guys, so we're back. I did a second coat on this piece last night and I let it dry overnight. It just needs an hour or 2 in between coats, but I had to go inside and do all the mom things. So it's dried overnight, it looks gorgeous, and I'll zoom in a second so you can see, but the 1 Hour Enamel has a built-in satin top coat. So it has this really great smooth sheen to it, and the transfer is going to adhere to it really, really easily, which is one of the reasons I love to use the Wiseowl 1 Hour Enamel with the transfers. But if you painted with the chalk paint, you can still do the same thing. You can either seal the chalk paint with the 1 Hour Enamel clear formula to get the same surface to get it ready for the transfer, or you can even use the Wiseowl varnish. These all come in multiple different sheens. It doesn't matter which one you choose, so if you're looking for that kind of traditional chalky finish for your chalk painted piece, just use the matte sheen and you can still get that finish ready to go for the transfer without losing that chalk look that everybody likes so much. Don't skip that part either. I've noticed that the transfers really like to stick almost too good to the chalk painted surface if it's left alone. And it makes it really difficult to position the transfer and to get the backing off. And just in my experience, if I top coat it first, I don't have that problem. Okay, so your transfer, here's the one we're going to use again, is going to come sometimes, most of the time, in multiple sheets. This one we chose is called Vintage Dream, and it comes in sheets about this size. It's got some instructions here as well. And then this one is broken up into 3 sheets. I find this to be pretty common for these transfers. A lot of times they come in multiple sheets like this. And the newer ones will have these great grid lines on them. So if you're going to cut them up like I tend to do, it makes it a lot easier. Things you're going to want, obviously, scissors to cut these apart. It comes with a burnishing stick right inside the tube, so this will be great for doing the thing. And then you may want tape. We are doing a pretty simple, small piece, flat surface for demonstration purposes today, so I'm not going to be using the tape. But if you'll notice on like the front of this dresser, once you start doing some vertical surfaces like that, you're going to want the tape to help you place the design where you're going to want to put it. Keep it in place for you before you start working. It makes it a lot easier to kind of see where you're going to put everything and put it together, you know, instead of just winging it. But if you want to wing it like I do, you can do that too. A lot of these transfers do come kind of perfect the way they are, or you can just kind of slap it right on as is. But I am one of those people that like to kind of do my own thing. So basically, I will start with choosing, let's say 3 or 4 different one of these flowers that I want to kind of position on the top of this together. And I'm going to cut it out, and then I'm going to have, instead of this big huge sheet to be dealing with, I'll have these smaller pieces that I can kind of position and put where I want. So let me just show you how to do one really quick. It's super simple. You just want to cut out around enough. You want to leave a little bit of an edge so that when you go to burnish it, you don't accidentally scrape the paint off the top of your table. I'm going to make sure you have a little bit of a white edge around. Okay, so I knew right away when I saw this one that I wanted this particular group of flowers right here on the top. So I'm going to put that aside for now. And this is the front of my piece over here. So I'm going to kind of position it according to how it's going to sit. You just peel the back off. And again, I'm winging it. I'm kind of just going to place them as I go. You can definitely use the tape and kind of put it together ahead of time and have more of a plan. I tend to be a winger. Okay, so I'm going to just start with this one right here. And my plan is to, if this is the very front, to kind of have a group of flowers kind of going up one side, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how many I want to put on. So you just place it where you want to put it, and then you're going to use the stick that they provide for you. And you're just going to rub all over the image, paying special attention to all the little edges. And you'll be able to see if you look up close, and again, I'll zoom in a moment and do another one so you can see it up close. But if you look real close, you can see as you're doing these edges, you'll kind of be able to see the edge disappear as it starts to stick to the table. Just a little bit of a change, just enough so that you know it's been burnished on. Okay, so just to give you an idea, let me see if I can just lift this one little corner and show you what I've done so far. When you start to lift it, I like to kind of keep rubbing as I lift. And you don't want to rip it off like a Band-Aid. You want to be gentle with it. But as you can see, the image is being burnished right onto the table. And if for some reason something didn't stick right, you just lay it right back down, rub it a little more, and press it in a little bit further. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in now so you can see the rest of this process up close and personal. I don't really have a plan. We're just going to cut out some flowers and we're going to wing it and see where it goes. Okay guys, I'm finished applying my transfer. The good news is I've only used about half of what was in that tube, and I've still got a whole sheet and a half left of this particular transfer that I can use on something else. These go quite far depending on what you're using them for. And the really great thing is that they're so versatile. You can give this to 100 different artists and you'd end up with 100 completely different projects. So think outside the box when it comes to what you're going to use this on. You can use them for crafting, for perfect application for furniture. Also windows, mirrors, you can use them on walls. The possibilities really are endless. You just have to get creative. But this is where I'm going to leave this today. I have just this cute little branch on the front that ties in with the rest of the design. Just making sure that I wrapped it around this lip here so that it kind of connects evenly with the rest of the design. It kind of looks seamless. I just like the simplicity of it. I love the way this color complements these flowers, and it's just time to seal it. So you can top coat your transfer with a number of different things. The Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel Clear or the varnish both work wonderful for this. Also, the Wise Owl Furniture Salve. This comes in 12 different flavors. That's one of our resident hotties, Mr. Brent Haynes. He is a military veteran and woodworking extraordinaire. I happen to have this one on hand, so that's what I'm going to use today, because not only am I going to be able to seal this really, really beautifully with the salve, but I can also make the drawer smell great. And what better way to finish a piece than to make it smell as good as it looks. To apply the salve, I like to use these big palm brushes. I got this one from reDesign with Prima some time ago, and since then, Wise Owl has come out with their own version of it. They're both amazing. Not only will this salve allow this drawer to look absolutely beautiful, but it'll smell great too. I always make sure to do the runs on the sides because it'll help the drawer slide more smoothly as it goes in and out. Last, I use a microfiber pad or cloth to buff off the excess. After I was finished salving the table, I realized that some glaze on the base would really help bring out some of the details. Glazing over Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel is extremely easy. Just get the glaze down into the details and crevices, and then simply wipe off the excess on the surface. The last thing I did was touch up the metal feet and the hardware with a little bit of Wise Owl metallic gilding paint in bronze. It doesn't take much to spruce it up. Thanks for watching. We hope you feel confident to use Wise Owl paints and finishes and redesign with Prima Decor Transfers to create your own beautiful projects. Hit the like and subscribe button to follow us for future videos, and find us on social media at the following links.